The moment you meet a narcissist, the world around you subtly shifts, time feels heavier, eyes lock with unsettling precision, and a strange gravity pulls you toward their presence. It's not charm, it's control disguised as charisma. Your instincts whisper danger before logic catches up. Their introduction feels rehearsed, each word polished to a gleaming perfection that hides razor edges. They speak slowly, measuring every syllable, pausing just long enough for you to drown in admiration. But beneath that composure hides a fragile ego demanding worship. Narcissists reveal themselves not through what they say, but what they refuse to hear. Interrupt their story, and watch a flash of irritation slice through the mask. They crave validation, not dialogue, and your silence is the altar where their self-image thrives. Within the first 10 seconds, note their eyes, too unwavering, too intent. It's not confidence, it's a predatory calculation, searching for your vulnerabilities. They mimic empathy with chilling precision, yet their gaze feels like a dissection rather than affection. Their charm has a rhythm, like a spell cast through carefully chosen compliments. They win trust by mirroring your values, subtly becoming your reflection. But behind that perfect resonance lies an agenda, to own your perception before you ever suspect manipulation. You laugh, they study you. You agree, they record it. Every emotional cue becomes a future weapon. Narcissists construct intimacy not to connect but to control, feeding on your trust like a parasite disguised as a friend. Then comes the subtle shift, when the spotlight must stay on them. They tell grand tales tinged with glory, exaggerating achievements, editing failures out of existence. The moment attention drifts, irritation flickers like static under a smooth broadcast. Listen carefully to their compliments, they're transactional, designed to draw you into a psychological ledger. They praise you only when it echoes their superiority, crafting illusions where gratitude feels like obligation. Every word has an invisible price tag. You might mistake their intensity for passion, but passion shares warmth. Narcissistic focus chills. Their fixation isn't about you, it's about proving they can make you bend, fascinated, until your self-worth fits neatly inside their narrative box. They move with confident fluidity, yet it's all theater, a perpetual performance hiding panic beneath practiced grace. Their body language screams entitlement even as their smile pretends to invite. Each gesture is controlled, every breath timed for dominance. If you mention your dreams, they'll pivot the conversation within seconds back to themselves. You'll leave the exchange wondering why your excitement now feels insignificant. That's how they feed, the slow erosion of your voice disguised as polite conversation. Watch their reaction when someone else becomes the center of attention. A flicker of annoyance, a forced laugh, and a desperate attempt to reclaim the moment. They cannot share emotional space, admiration must always orbit them. They'll charm your friends, mirror your interests, and seem too perfect too soon. It's not fate, it's strategy. Narcissists build emotional hooks quickly so you won't notice the invisible chains forming behind the allure. In group settings, they subtly reposition themselves to command visual focus, the loudest laugh, the brightest tone. They crave an audience more than connection. Observe closely, their smiles vanish when no one is watching. When you feel confused but oddly drawn closer, that's the trap closing. Narcissists thrive on cognitive dissonance, you will sense danger yet crave their approval. The mixture of fear and fascination keeps you bound. Compliments come early but empathy comes late. They echo your pain with words that sound meaningful but lack emotional depth. It's imitation, not understanding, a calculated mimicry that builds trust while betraying nothing genuine inside. They use vulnerability as bait, confessing half-truths designed for maximum sympathy. You'll think you've seen their soul, but what you see is a curated illusion, pain used as a tool, not a bridge. Ask about their past, and their narrative rarely includes fault. They are victims of misunderstanding, constantly surrounded by fools who couldn't appreciate them. Every story filters blame outward, never inward. Once you spot their patterns, silence becomes your weapon. Denying them attention ignites visible unease. Their composure falters, revealing the tremor behind their calculated calm, the moment the mask cracks. Observe how quickly they invade space, standing too close, touching unnecessarily, or positioning themselves physically higher. It's instinctual dominance, a territorial claim disguised as intimacy. You'll notice that conversations feel like performances where you are the audience, not the partner. They listen only to reload. Each pause is an opportunity to redirect the spotlight, each story a stepping stone back to their reflection. When confronted, they pivot with elegance, sudden victimhood, feigned confusion, or exaggerated sadness. This emotional alchemy turns accountability into sympathy. Within seconds, you'll find yourself defending the one who manipulated you. Sometimes their generosity feels overwhelming at first, lavish attention, constant praise, gifts dripping with flattery. But that abundance always carries a hidden clause: what they give today becomes emotional leverage tomorrow. Behind closed doors, narcissists rehearse reality until it favors them. You'll hear them recount events that never occurred, or twist memories until you question your sanity. Their truth morphs fluidly, serving self-image over fact. Their apologies are hollow hymns, performed for effect, not redemption. The words sound perfect, yet devoid of ownership. It's not guilt that moves them, it's the fear of losing control over your perception. They collect admirers the way others collect trophies, needing constant proof of superiority. Each person in their orbit occupies a role: adorer, scapegoat, audience. Authentic connection is never part of the cast. Even their laughter feels scripted, slightly delayed, perfectly pitched, as though tested for maximum social effect. Humor becomes another device for dominance, a tool to measure emotional obedience. Notice how they use silence strategically, pausing long enough for discomfort to build, forcing you to fill the void with validation. It's an invisible leash woven from your need to please. They thrive on mystery, ensuring you never fully understand them. Each contradiction keeps you guessing, convinced depth hides beneath the surface. But ambiguity is their camouflage, it keeps you from seeing the emptiness beneath the act. When they flatter, it feels like electricity; when they criticize, it burns. Their emotional range swings between adoration and contempt, training you to chase their approval like oxygen. This volatility is the heartbeat of their control. As tension builds, subtle cues reveal desperation: a tightening grin, a faster blink, a restless shift when admiration fades. Even in stillness, their hunger leaks through like static under a perfect broadcast. Eventually, they test your boundaries with small transgressions, interrupting mid-sentence, dismissing opinions, asking for unreasonable favors. Compliance is their measure of conquest; every yes tells them how deep they've sunk their hooks. The paradox of narcissism lies in its hollowness: grandiosity built over deep insecurity. The louder they boast, the more fragile they are inside, a cracked mirror hiding endless fractures beneath the glow of false perfection. By the time you spot them, it feels too late. But awareness is your shield. Remember, the first 10 seconds hold all the clues: the stare too intense, the story too polished, the charm too controlled. Dark psychology teaches us that narcissists depend on blindness. Seeing them clearly drains their power. Step back, breathe, reclaim your perception, and leave their illusion collapsing behind you, starved of attention, fading into silence. In 10 seconds, you can unmask manipulation masquerading as charisma. The secret lies not in their words, but in your awareness. The moment you recognize the pattern, you're no longer prey, you're awake.